Hi, in this session we are going to see router architecture. So what is router? It helps to route the packets from the source to the destination with the help of the routing table, and the routing table is calculated with the help of the routing algorithm and the routing protocols. Now we'll see how the router works. Yes. And what is inside the router? That's what we are going to see. Yes. What are the two functions of router are? One is it calculates the routing table with the help of the routing algorithm and the protocol. That is the first function. And it helps to forward the datagram from the incoming link to the outgoing link. This is incoming link and this is outgoing link. With the help of the forwarding table, it gets the with the help of the forwarding table, it to decides how to which output link the packet should be forwarded out of the existing all the links, output links. Okay, so these are the parts of the router. One is incoming link, the second one is outgoing link, and the third one is high speed switching fabric, which contains routing processor. The routing processor is the heart of the router, which helps to calculate the routing table with the help of the routing algorithm and the protocols. Okay. Yes. So as I said, the first part of the router is input port or input links. The input port functions, we have three functions in the input port. One is line termination. Line termination is nothing but it does all the physical layer function like electrical specification, mechanical specification. All the specifications are given by our physical layer. So the line termination is one of the responsibilities. Then link layer, it is nothing but data link layer function. It does the data link layer function. Then comes lookup and forwarding. Lookup, forwarding and queuing. So the third function is lookup. What is lookup? With the help of the forwarding table, it has to check if a copy is maintained here. Here itself it will be decided where this link should be forwarded. A copy from the routing table will be there here. With the help of this, it will check to which outgoing link the packet should be forwarded. And also queuing happens here. If at all the router's buffer is full, then queuing happens here. So as I said, decentralized switching. Given datagram, destination lookup output port using forwarding table in the input port memory. Complete input processing at line speed. Queuing also happens. The datagrams arrives very faster, but switching fabric cannot move all the packets from the incoming link to outgoing link. Then it will be queued here. Next, this is switching fabric. That is the third part of the router, which is in the middle. So how the switching fabric, what is the function of switching fabric? First let me say, so it just forwards, the switching fabric just forwards the packet from the incoming link to the outgoing link with the help of the routing table. So how the who is going to take the responsibility of calculating the routing table? Routing processor. So with the help of the routing table, the packets are switched from the input port to the output port by the switching fabric. See, transfers packets from input buffer to the appropriate output buffer. Switching rate, the rate at which the, what is called switching rate is the rate at which the packets are transferred or switched from the input port to the output port. There are three types of switching fabrics. One is memory based, bus and the crossbar. In the memory based one, yes, this is via memory. So first generation routers and all used this memory based one. Here what happens, traditional computers with switching under direct control of CPU. So the packets will be copied to the system's memory, and from there the CPU extracts the destination address from the packet header, and it looks up which output port is the will lead to the destination, and with the help of the forwarding table, and it copies to that particular output port. So what happens, first the CPU helps to extract the packet from the packet header, and it forwards to the corresponding output memory, output port. Next, see here, it goes to the memory. From the input port it goes to the memory, then it is transferred to the output port, corresponding output port. Next, switching via bus. Datagram from the input port memory to the output port memory via shared bus. See, this is the bus you are seeing. See, this is bus. Red color one is bus. So, whatever the packets that comes from the input port will travel through the bus. Then bus connection switching speed limited by the bus bandwidth. Yes. So, based on the bandwidth only, the packets can be switched from the input port to the output port. Next, switching via interconnection network. So it forwards multiple packets in parallel. Whereas if you take this bus, if first input link is transferring the data through the bus to the second outgoing link, then all others should be silent. Then once this get transferred, then the second input port will transfer the packets to the next outgoing output port. Simultaneously, the data cannot be passed. Only one packet at a time can be done. Whereas in the interconnection networks, see here, all the outgoing links are interconnected with all the other input link or input port. See, so what happens? There is no restriction that only one packet can be transferred at a time. A can transfer the packets to Y, and simultaneously B can transfer the packet to X. If it is not going to use the same bus, then it can be transferred. See, from B to X, it's not going to use this bus, so it can transfer from B to X like this. Yes, when packet from port A needs to be forwarded to port Y, as I said, port Y, controller closes cross point at intersection of the two buses. Then it forwards multiple packets in parallel, as I said. Advanced design, fragmenting datagram into the fixed length cells, switch cells through the fabric. Instead of fragmenting, instead of sending the datagram fully, it can divide it into fixed length cells and it can switch it into the outgoing port or outgoing link. We saw about input port, switching fabric. Next, right side is output port. Whatever functionalities we had in the input port, the same functionalities we have, but in the reverse order. That's it. So same datagram buffering and queuing happens. When the queuing will happen is if the switching fabric speed is high and the observing power of the destination or the next intermediate router or the next router is less compared to the switching rate, then the packets will be queued here. So buffering required when datagrams arrive from fabric faster than the transmission rate. That's what I said. Then scheduling discipline. So how it will be scheduled, which packet should move or which packet should be transmitted first. This is called scheduling. The process of deciding which packet should be transmitted is called scheduling. So we have so many techniques for the scheduling, that is LIFO, FIFO, priority scheduling, those and all. So one of the scheduling techniques can be used to decide which packet should be sent first. Then comes link layer functions, as I said already. Then physical layer function, that is line termination. Yes, this is the output port queuing. What happens here? So how the queuing occurs? When the queuing occurs is if the input port sends the data very fast, but switching fabric's rate is less, the rate of switching of the packets is less, then the queue occurs at the input port. If the switching rate is high but the transmission rate is less, then the queuing occurs at the output port. So if you know this, that is enough. Suppose R switch is n times faster than R line, still have output buffering when multiple inputs sent to the same output. Yes, another problem is if all the input ports datas are see, all the three input links are sending to the same output port, then also queuing will occur. because it needs some time to transfer all the packets which is sent by the three different links. Only one output link is there, but the input is coming from all the three links. Then the queuing will occur. So these are the two cases in which the queuing will occur at the output port. So with this, I'm completing this router architecture. Thank you. Bye.